Well, hello again, fangirls and fanboys. It's episode 28 of Electric Fancave on ElectricFeast.com with me, Corrigan Vaughn, and my girl, Kristin Latterell. This week, we're hanging out with some guy I met in a cemetery, Mr. Ben Bodé. You know him first and foremost as the man to which the iconic Empire Records catchphrase refers, but chances are you've seen him pretty much everywhere else since then, too. We're gonna get to know this charming gent and shoot the breeze about a few pop culture phenomena of the past week. In the immortal words of the Doors, the time to hesitate is through. Hey, Ben.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
You get a Doors quotation in there.
Okay, here's the thing.
Nice.
Well, but here's the thing you don't know, is that this is a quote from a movie you were in.
I was not in the Doors. I'm pretty sure I was not in the Doors.
You're not was it Val Kilmer who was in
Val
that?
Kilmer?
Yeah.
And, Val Kilmer. Oh, Jodie, no. Watley?
Foster?
Jodie Watley. No, that was an R&B singer.
I don't.
Let's not spin off into the Doors.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's
No,
walk away from that. Back away from the door.
In the beginning of Empire Records, before Lucas
Oh,
goes
that's
off
right.
and gambles all the money in Atlantic City. This already does not bode well for the game we're later going to challenge him to.
Oh, my.
Bodes well for us. We're clearly going to win.
Yeah, just clean all up. Yeah. All right.
I don't know how we win because we're not guessing.
This is all part of the hustle. This is my little hustle. You got to kind of bring it in, bring the expectations down, then bam, you come right in.
Exactly.
That's how a hustle works.
Okay. Could you explain it one more time?
There's the bam part.
Yes.
Definitely the BAM part.
You'll know it when it happens.
Okay.
You might even see the bam coming.
Oh. This now sounds awkward. I don't know what's
This is
going
really
on.
taking a bad turn again.
All
right.
Fine. This is how the show tends to work.
Okay.
So
We spent about 5 minutes last week talking about how to pronounce aha.
She got it, right? That's how you're supposed to do it?
The stress is on the ha.
The stress is on the ha.
Yep.
And I say aha.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a problem. We're not going to go through this again.
We're not. I was just saying. That was an example.
Yeah, this is a thing that we tangented.
I could have cleared that up really quick. It wouldn't have even taken 5 minutes.
Well, can we keep you on as our phone-a-friend so next time we have a question, we can be like, call Ben!
Yes.
Call Ben. How do you pronounce this?
Pop music of the 80s.
Yeah.
Kajagoogoo.
Oh, hey.
Done.
Shy, hush, hush, I was really hoping you were going to join in.
Nope.
This
no
is
chance.
always what I'm trying to do is get guests to sing, and we couldn't even get Andrew to do it, and he is actually a singer. So, I know. It's the worst. Anyways, we're going to talk a few pop culture things before getting into who the heck this guy is. I think probably a lot of people already know, just maybe don't recognize you with the beard,
scruffiness?
the scruff.
Possibly. I don't know.
I'm just saying. He told me specifically, don't watch anything that he's in before he comes on here. So, of course, I did.
Oh. One thing I ask. One thing. Simple
and
thing.
I had to because I'm a petulant child that way. But one of these things, and here I go, getting into like interview status before actually getting there. But I just want to point out, last night I watched the episode of Dollhouse you were in.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, Dollhouse is a great show.
Yeah.
Laddie,
it
you
was.
watched it,
So
right?
good. I loved it. Are you kidding? Eliza Dushku?
Careful.
I know.
You can hurt yourself on a name like that.
I almost messed up that one.
You're the only. I think you're the only person in the world who, when you think Dollhouse, you're like, yeah, Eliza Dushku.
She was like so cool in it.
Oh, she was the worst. It was all about.
Really?
It was all about Topher and what's his face.
Wasn't she the star of the thing?
Yeah.
Like,
and she's
that was the part you hated the most?
Yeah, the worst part was the star.
Oh.
And now that we have like Orphan Black with Tatiana Maslany being amazing at being a million characters, it just seems.
Oh, that's right. Because she had to be
I
like
didn't watch
several
that
people.
one. Maybe I would like that
You
one
should
better.
watch Orphan Black. It's good.
I've heard that.
Regardless, you get like the last word in this episode of Dollhouse that's like super foreboding, and I'm just noting we're just only gonna use words that have bode in them to be a part of.
I'll enjoy that.
Corey, you ruined the whole game.
Oh, that's dead.
Sorry, I didn't even know we were playing it. It just kept coming out of my mouth.
I decided when I said it's not going to bode well, and I was like, I'm going to do that.
Is happening.
I'm like, I'm going to do that the rest of the whole.
I think
time.
you've actually used up the two whole words where that actually pertains. We're going to just have to say bode and forebode.
Or just mispronounce other words like embodiment
Oh,
or something like that.
We could Google bode.
Yeah.
Abode. Oh,
There you
what
go.
abode are you in?
There we go.
Yeah, we are in Andrew's
We're
abode.
We're in a warm abode.
It's so hot. We're in
Well,
LA
you have a
this week.
Jacket on too.
She does.
Well, I was dressed for Santa Barbara. When I left, it was like nice and cool and like a little foggy. And then I got down here and I was like, holy hell, it's hot.
Yeah.
But I don't, if I take it off, I always feel a little indecent, like showing everything. So there's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was that one episode where it looked like I wasn't wearing a shirt at all, so I feel like we can really just go with that.
Very good point. But in terms of things going on this week, first, one of our Twitter followers probably pointed out two things in one at the same time. In responding to me about something, I believe I told him, he said he had a face for radio. And I was like, that's not true. You're totally cute. And his response was, well, I'm no Pratt, that being Chris Pratt's
of course. Handle.
Twitter handle, and referenced the Fancave, which clearly shows we maybe talk about Chris Pratt too much on this show.
I don't think that's even how is that a thing? Just because we mention him at least once every episode?
I feel like at least once is being kind to us. It's probably like at least 4 or 5 times Chris Pratt.
Well, if he didn't do such cool things, we wouldn't talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, which brings us then to the, I just realized my phone's still on, to the ice bucket challenge.
I think I just saw
by the
Chris
way,
Pratt do his little
Ooh,
ice bucket challenge
easy.
earlier. That is a really
that's
messed
Chris
up
Pratt.
screen.
Oh, I know. My dog broke it. But there's Chris Pratt
Oh,
on
you
my
did a
screen
little
right now.
Harrison Ford, Chris Pratt kind of
Yeah.
mashup thing.
I'm going to try to show you again and see if it...
I've seen it. You posted it on my...
Oh,
Oh, wait. Are you not talking to me? You're talking to just the world that's
to
watching?
the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God, Kristin, you're so self-centered. Yeah, so...
That's slightly unnerving, actually, the way you did that. Because you expect one face to be there, and it's the wrong face. A lovely face. But
you referred to him as dreamy earlier. So
Well, come on.
he is. He's a dreamy guy.
He's Prattalicious.
Oh boy. Can you just make up words the rest of the podcast instead of us trying
There's
to
a very good
fit
chance it'll
Bode
happen
in
whether
there?
I intend to or not.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you saw the ice bucket challenge with Chris Pratt.
I did. I did. It was very clever. He tried to get out of by drinking alcohol.
Yeah, which I can get behind.
Sure, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, so he basically was challenged by 2 different people. Do you remember who it was, either of you?
It was an exec. It was like a studio exec. Oh, and I think Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah!
Yeah,
was
that
like-
was it. Because I was like,
I was like, why?
I was like, that is a weird poll.
so too,
What
when you
party
said
were
it.
you two hanging out in that happened? And how do I get invited to the Pratt D'Onofrio party?
Seriously, that is my dream.
Really?
I mean, well, I have a lot of dreams, but that would be amazing. Like, awkward D'Onofrio and, like, amazing Chris Pratt.
Sure.
And the banter would be
Yeah.
incredible.
Dreamy and creepy all together.
Exactly. Ever since, what was it, in Men in Black, when he was Edgar? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
The guy filled with, like, bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He does a thing with his face.
Yeah, I was like,
Shut
you're the best kind of creepy, sir. Yeah. And his wife does that, your skin's hanging off your bones, Edgar.
And he's like, is this better?
Wow. Nicely done. That's just readily available to both of you right there.
Yep.
Well, and
Welcome
I
to
watched
the
a lot
show.
of Eye on Television, and Criminal Intent is like one of the
Oh, yeah.
shows that's on there. And
On
so
Earth.
I
Have
always
you
am
been on
seeing
that?
him being all,
Have I been on? I've been on 2 of them.
But not CI.
no, SVU.
Yes.
True. I tried to find that, by the
VHS,
way. Lucky
whichever
you,
which
it
one is.
didn't. I couldn't get it.
VHS.
Yeah, Law and Order, VHS.
Close enough.
It all
They
comes-
only cover video game rental robberies.
Yeah, they do a lot of sitting around. A lot. Don't hear a lot of the bung bung because there's just nothing
Bung,
happening.
bung.
Bung.
Yeah, so Vincent D'Onofrio. So anyways, in this video, Chris Pratt gets he tries to ice himself instead of actually getting ice poured on him, which is a frat boy prank or trick I only heard about like a month ago, where you are forced to down Smirnoff Ice. That seems kind of wimpy to me, though, doesn't it? Like,
I found it to be rather impressive because I don't think I could have gone through that without some sort of gagging of some kind.
Well, and it's kind of, but it's like sort of carbonated, isn't it? So it'd kind of be like
guess.
chugging a soda, which I think is hard.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
true.
good sized. Yeah, I think it's kind of like I mean, you wouldn't have wine coolers. You probably have never been subjected to the wine cooler.
I'm
thing.
not even entirely sure what that is.
Yeah,
category.
yeah.
It's like people always talk about it, like, oh, they were getting drunk on wine coolers. Like it's a
It's not
teenager
possible.
thing.
It's physically
And I don't know
impossible
what
to
it
get
is.
drunk on wine. coolers.
Oh, you can.
You
not,
can?
It's not pleasant
Really?
by any means, but it is doable. It takes a considerable amount of them, and you actually have to drink them, which is really
Whoa.
not good.
What constitutes a wine cooler? Like, give me a brand or something. What?
Well,
Bartle and James.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, okay. I have had that. I know what we're talking about now.
It was
Beginner
a formative
drinks.
part of your youth if you grew up in the 80s.
Fair enough. Oddly, well, there's something very similar to that became like our addiction when I studied abroad in
Mike's
South
Hard
Africa.
Lemonade.
No.
Ooh, Zima.
We didn't have that in South Africa.
Zima.
Zima.
That's not the same thing. That's like, I don't know what Zima is actually. I was too young to drink it. I just remember the commercials.
Me too. And they're like, Zima.
Zima.
And they'd whisper it.
And
All
every-
sensually,
everyone
and I
made
felt
fun
very
of it.
awkward as a child. I'm like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
I believe it was technically malt liquor.
Really?
But it was bubbly, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But still
Interesting.
classified as malt liquor.
Weird. I wonder if you can still get that somewhere.
Nope.
Have you looked?
Uh,
Have you eBayed that?
Just earlier today. I was craving.
He's like, I am really
Oh my
missing
gosh.
Zima.
He was going to bring some.
I was watching this Chris Pratt video and suddenly, oh my God, a Zima would have just gone perfect. with it.
Yeah, it would have been so
Pratt and a
refreshing.
Zima Pratt.
If
Didn't happen though.
if
Couldn't
he
find
had
it.
if he had been drinking Zima, I would have gone out and bought a pack. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Smirnoff Ice, I don't know about that. Regardless, he downs that, and he downs a little bottle of vodka as well. I find that more impressive personally. And then his wife and someone else actually dump ice on him as he's trying to speak. Every time he attempts to speak, they pour more on him
From the balcony.
from the balcony.
From
yeah.
way up.
Yeah, which is impressive. I always worry because I've seen a few where people dump them from high places like that, and there's like blocks of ice, and I'm like, I'm waiting for someone to just get like knocked out.
Knocked out.
All right, but
know?
here's
Yeah.
the one thing that confuses me that I've yet to be able to figure out about this challenge.
Okay.
The challenge, as best I understand it, is that you are challenged and that you're either supposed to go through with it or you have to pay $100.
Right.
So how are they making any money if everybody's actually getting the ice dumped on them?
Because a lot of
Technically-
people are doing both.
Yeah, and you're supposed to donate $10 if you do the ice bucket, and $100 if you don't.
Oh,
do
is
the
that
ice
how it
bucket.
works?
Yeah, but that tends to get lost. Like that was where the challenge started.
Yeah, I just kept hearing like,
Yeah, but they've made over $10 million.
Have
Yeah.
they? Well,
Crazy.
good.
Yeah, it was like the
Like
same-
last year during this time they made like 1.2 million, and during
thought
this
it
time
was
they
even-
made 13.3
I
million.
thought it was like 30,000 last year. Like it wasn't
no,
even in the millions.
they'd made them. Well, the article I read on New York Times today said
Okay.
1 point something in the same. I don't know what the time frame was. They said this time last year, so I don't know if they meant like 3
Yeah,
months
this
of summer or
Yeah.
a week or something. So I'm assuming they were blogging it, but still, I mean that is crazy.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a lot of
insane.
money.
And here's my thing is, I mean, you don't strike me as an avid Facebooker, just in general.
No.
No. This guy on the internet.
Not so much.
But, like, now there's, like, the inevitable backlash of all the people who have to then, like, dump on all their friends about, like, oh, why don't you actually do something for a change instead of doing these stupid clicktivism nonsense? And I'm as skeptical of clicktivism as the next guy. But
Wait, is collectivism a real word? Did you just make that up?
I did not just make that
Okay,
up.
thank you, Kristin, because I really just thought it was me. I
There's-
just thought I was
Ben,
just...
you and I are probably on the same-ish level on internet confusion.
Really? Do you not
Yeah,
get...
I don't
confused by the
understand
internet.
shorthand or Twitter or clickinism. What is it? Is that like a...
Clicktivism, like activism with clicking.
What does that mean?
Like stuff that you click on instead of actually doing something. So you go and you read
Oh,
about
so like,
the plight
hey,
of
like this
someone.
if you want me
Yeah.
to get an A in history?
No.
Oh, not like that. I've seen those.
No, like, hey, why don't we, like, you know, everybody should raise awareness of breast cancer, but don't do anything about breast cancer. Just click like on this status update about it.
Okay,
You know,
so
things
instead of
like
giving
that.
money to breast cancer, you just like breast cancer,
Yeah.
but not really like it. I
Yeah.
mean, like it.
I
don't
love
like
heart breast cancer. Kisses.
This is, you know what, some media outlet's going to cut that and it's going to say, oh, the Electric Fan Cave loves breast cancer.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah, so that's what it is. But it always bugs me when people do this kind of thing on Facebook, and it's like, oh no, people are having fun on the internet. I need to smash their lives.
No fun.
Yeah.
No fun on
Stop
the
it.
internet.
No more fun. It's like,
Well, no, really, everyone should stop, because while Chris Pratt was delightful, I watched Tom Hiddleston's today, and I think I passed out because I woke up like 5 minutes later on the floor.
Oh, he does this.
You guys,
this slow. Tom
he does it so
right?
perfect.
Are we talking about Loki?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just double check.
Okay.
Are we talking about
Ben.
the Perfect Man? Yes.
But I thought also, I was trying to think of the older English actor who's got a name that's similar to that, and I was like, oh my god, they dumped ice on that poor guy. That sounds dangerous. But no.
No, this is a young. I know, like someone challenged some old person. I was like, oh, I don't know about that. No, he is a young, strapping British.
Maybe they just hit him with tepid water.
Yeah.
Dump tepid water.
Yeah, it's just
on Angela
temperature.
Lansbury or something.
Oh my god, I would watch the hell out of that.
That would be good.
Have you seen her workout video?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's
I
an
just said
Angela
that.
Lansbury workout video.
And it's not like young Angela Lansbury. Have you seen this, Kristin?
I don't think there ever was a young
That's
Angela
a really good
Lansbury.
point.
So it's not like Court Jester Angela Lansbury. It's like Murder, She Wrote Angela Lansbury.
It's Murder, She Wrote era. Yeah. It's like late 80s-ish. And
All right, not
judging
even
by her-
Manchurian Candidate.
No, this
Angela
is
Lansbury.
not Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Ooh,
like,
nice one. I
Yeah,
like that
no,
one.
this is, it's a great one. She is legitimately old, and she
That was the bed knob I was.
yeah. What does he say when
He twisted.
Yeah,
He
I can do
twisted,
I can do the little like substitutionary locomotion thing,
Yeah.
Traguna Macoides
Hold on.
Tracorum Sadisty.
Wow. I saw that movie in a movie theater. That's how old I am.
Out on PGA.
I don't believe you.
In an honest to God movie theater
That's weird.
with dots and everything. I had the whole regalia.
Dots like the candy.
Like the candy.
Okay, I was like trying to think if that was like a movie feature.
No, I
like,
blacked out halfway through the movie. There's just a bunch of dots everywhere.
Remember in the old days it
I
used
was
to
a
be
frail
spotty
child.
Yeah,
because of the
this, like
projector.
cigarette burns.
Oh,
what I
those
was
were awesome.
thinking.
Yep.
Yeah, in
That's
the
what I
old
thought you
days,
meant.
like 5 years ago, before everything went to digital projection.
You guys still, every time I watch a movie now and it comes up and I'm like, it's so clear.
This is why you hate 3D so much. You haven't gotten over digital projection.
I
in the
haven't.
first
I don't
place.
think I ever will. I really don't.
It's just gonna be
I'm
like
pretty sure it'll
90.
be new every morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, digital projection. You
It
know?
exists.
This is amazing.
I live in the future.
Where am I?
Exactly. But Angela Lansbury does have a workout video, and you should watch it on YouTube. I'll link to it on the blog because
Yes.
it is so worthwhile.
I'm not sure I can. I'm not even sure I can watch that.
I think you can.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. I'm going to email it to you specifically.
Would you?
Yeah.
That would make because it's on the
And
internet.
then 4
It'd be-
days from now, you're going to be like, oh, I checked my email.
There it is. Ah!
There was like this blue letter these blue letters in the email you sent me. I clicked them and it took me to a whole other page. It was like magic.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, and all that to say, Tom Hiddleston does the ice bucket challenge, and it's like someone throws the water at him, and then it goes into slow motion as like everything ripples, and like it's.
And he's wearing a white
Wearing
t-shirt.
a white t-shirt, like
And
he's
he like
just-
kind of does one of these to like get this t-shirt off of him and you're like, your heart stops for a second.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and now I nominate Benedict Cumberbatch. And I'm like,
I know.
oh my God.
And Luke Evans. Why is he doing
And
this to us?
Helena Bonham Carter. Which
Oh, I
isn't
missed
as
that part.
exciting. But
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
that's-
don't want
yeah.
to see that one either.
yeah.
Less exciting.
But I'm really hoping that Benedict Cumberbatch does it because that would be
Oh, he'll
so
do
glorious.
it.
He should have done it by now, right?
Did you see him do?
Clock is ticking.
Did you see him do his what is it? Jar Jar Binks impression last week?
No.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Wait,
He was-
come on. You know I don't see half these things unless you send them to me.
I did post it
So-
on my wall, but then YouTube like took it down immediately. So
YouTube.
I attempted it, but somewhere someone has definitely bootlegged this, and it's amazing. So you should check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is what good has come from this Ice Bucket Challenge. Not only has, the ALS Association gotten all this money, but we get to see, like, Tom Hiddleston in a wet t-shirt contest,
Yeah, I'm beginning to pick up that it's just become like soft porn.
Basically. That's why I've been like, nobody nominate me. I'm like, we are not putting these in a wet t-shirt contest. It's not happening. It's just not.
You could put a sweatshirt on.
That's true.
Or like a parka.
I'm going to come out in like a snowsuit.
Sure, you could do that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I thought when you said things were rippling that if I was subjected to this, there would be rippling things, but not in a good ripple. An unpleasant ripple for everyone involved.
Selling himself short. Don't listen to him. I can see him.
Come on,
right
Ben,
here.
let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I thought this was going to happen later in the show.
I've got a
I'm just
bucket
going
of
to jump
ice
right
water.
into it.
Yeah. And a white t-shirt.
Ben hasn't had enough Zima to take his shirt off, apparently.
Yeah. Get me a Zima and we'll talk.
Oh, golly. So that is the thing that's happening this week. And I am all for keeping these ice bucket challenges going. You know, do what you need to do, Facebook. Don't let the haters get you down, you know?
Yeah.
Damn the man.
And
I'm
hey,
sorry.
it's a good cause. Like, you know, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, Lou Gehrig. Every time I watch that speech, I just become like,
Weep.
yeah.
I weep.
Instant baby.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig's speech, you watch that on a regular basis?
Is that not a thing people
No,
do?
is that what's on Facebook all the time? It's just
It's
the Lou
just,
Gehrig
I just
speech?
have like a loop, like a playlist on YouTube that's just that over and over again. I just
Very good.
cry
Corey
and
has
shove
like
ice cream in my
her like
face.
sad day list, so if she's feeling, wants
Yeah.
to have a good cry, she just plays.
I play that and I watch Swing Kids. And
Oh my god.
Swing Heil, Peter! Swing Heil! Arved. Yeah.
Oh, that was traumatic.
This is all
Yeah,
very-
now I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sounds like a really-
What's not sad? Shark Week's kind of sad. Maybe we shouldn't talk about Shark Week.
Yeah, because they had a Paul Walker tribute. What the F is that
Oh my
about?
god!
What?
was
During
a
Shark
Week?
mess.
What does that have to do with sharks?
He was in an episode that they were filming and then died in the middle of it. Yeah. Kristin and I are like giant Paul Walker fans.
He was in the middle of doing something for Shark Week?
Well, he was in Into the Blue, so I mean, clearly
That's
he
true,
should be in
so
all
it's
water.
connected.
Then yes, then always he will be forever thought of as with Shark Week.
Yeah. Do you know what Into the Blue is?
That's not the one where Samuel Jackson,
No.
No,
spoilers,
that's
gets eaten by the shark halfway
Deep
through the
Blue
movie.
Sea?
Deep Blue. Yes, Deep Blue Sea. That's what the
That's 'cause
genetically
there's
modified
Deep Blue
shark.
Sea and
Yes.
Deep Impact. It's Deep Blue Sea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
genetically
Into the Blue is with Jessica Alba and Josh Brolin, and they're like treasure hunters. And he has to fight off a shark attack, although that one chick does get eaten.
Well,
Ashley Scott
you win some,
gets
you
eaten
lose
by a
some.
shark. Also, who's in it? Scott Conn, who I think is a delightful little man. He's adorable.
Oh,
He's not
it's a
so
little button.
He's not so little.
Really?
Stocky.
Well, yeah, he's stocky,
Yeah.
but
He's
is
like
he
a
like
spark. He's like
tiny?
a spark plug.
I wouldn't call any con. Any con. No, the cons. They're all tough. You don't.
Well,
Yeah.
that
Mess with the
wasn't
cons.
that wasn't the point though. Was that they're
I just want it to be
bite-sized.
known that if I ever encounter Scott Conn, I did not call him a little man. I had his back.
That's that's fair because if any
True.
of us, you're the one who's going to someday run into this guy somewhere, and
I've always had a deep-seated fear of him. I should just say that right now. So if it ever comes up, he's not a little man.
This is what Ben has nightmares about.
Scott Conn.
Just
The
Scott
cons
Conn.
in general, the entire Conn family.
Actually,
coming
I
for
would
me.
be I
along
think
with Ricardo
Papa
Montalban.
Conn is scared.
It took me a second
The
to connect.
entire
And I was like,
Con
oh,
clan.
Con. Yeah, now I'm with it. I'm with you again.
Okay.
Well, and then does it carry over to Benedict Cumberbatch? Though is the question.
Are we really gonna go there? I don't know.
If you're
It's
gonna
a
say you
little
hate it, I
was a
hated
little.
it too.
I was a little disappointed with this con.
Me too.
I was a little disappointed with the con.
I was. Very
I mean,
disappointed.
you can't really hold up against Ricardo Montalban in that chest. I mean,
Right, the chess piece is just
come on.
ridic. I mean,
But I would have preferred they did something.
like
if we're gonna-
different.
Yeah, not actually do the same movie.
Yeah, they
Which
just
I was-
inverted the Wrath of Khan.
It's not. They had this whole thing. We've now set up that Star Trek can go anywhere. We can do
Right?
anything, and the second movie is going to be the same plot as the previous second movie.
Makes no sense
Drove
to
me
me.
crazy.
Yeah, thank you. I feel exactly the same way. Why set up an alternate universe where you can change anything and then do the same damn movie?
Do the same movie. I wanted them to do, and I thought that's what they were setting up. And they kind of teased that they were. I guess it was actually the first episode they aired of the original Star Trek with the glowing eyes. The guy turns into a god.
Yeah.
Kristin is, oh my goodness. Star
like,
Trek
I'm
is
listening.
bad, isn't it?
She's like, I
oh,
have no idea
I
what
know
you're
that
talking about.
look.
No.
Oh, I know
make
that
her-
look. Oh,
I
it's
make
like,
her listen to this
oh,
stuff all the time.
Please,
Yeah.
no, don't talk about
I've only
Star
I've only
Trek.
heard the rant about the Khan second Star Trek movie 1 million times.
Yeah, you get me going at like karaoke or something. I've had a few too many.
Yeah,
whiskey and
you don't even need a few too many. You just need someone to bring it up.
Yeah, someone.
Oh, I love the second Star Trek.
thanks
Are
for
you
that.
out of your freaking mind?
I wish you had said out of your Vulcan mind, but that's.
Okay. I said it as I was saying freaking. I'm like, why are you saying you should be saying Vulcan? But I was too late, so I already said it.
It's all right. I saw
totally
the
missed that
glaze that
opportunity.
came over your face when Star Trek came up. You should not be expected to make any kind of reference towards a Tribble, a Klingon,
I
a
totally
Vulcan.
have tribbles in my home, and every now and again I accidentally like knock into one, and all of a sudden it's like, and it freaks me out. Anyway, no more Star Trek.
All right.
No more of that.
Because I can go with this. I could spend some quality time with that. But we're not going to do that because look, she made the face again.
I didn't make the face. This is
did.
just my face.
Oh no, I saw it.
I think she also like if she is not into the
I'm
conversation,
married.
she'll just
I know
get work
what
done.
the Star Trek look from a woman is. I've seen it many, many times. Like,
Like, oh, this is happening,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
yes,
Well,
and I get it from my daughter as well, so I know it well. So we're gonna move
that's
on.
too bad. You didn't pass that on.
I passed on a lot. Star Trek, no. Star Wars, no.
Yeah, no Star Wars.
Really, you don't like Star Wars either?
No, I don't get it. I don't. I actually had a whole discussion the other day with someone about the fact that, well, I'm terrible with plots in general, but I couldn't tell you anything about Star Wars after seeing all of them multiple times, even when they re-released them in theaters. I know nothing but the things that like pop culture references all the time.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea.
Is it like
anything
spy
else that goes
movies
on.
are just too complicated for you to follow?
Shut
Is
up!
that
Leave
what
me
it is?
alone. Okay.
Corey thinks
Jack
spy
Ryan
movies are
is
too
really
complicated
difficult
to
to follow.
She's like, oh yeah, Jack Ryan. I was super confused. I'm like, really?
It's a little
You're super
too heady
confused
for
that
me.
Russia was trying to ruin the economy of America? What was confusing about that? Like, it was very straightforward.
I was multitasking. Okay, I'm gonna blame it on that. I don't
Well, to
know.
take your side though, Star Trek does start with a whole lot of reading.
What?
There's a whole lot of reading before
Star
they start
Wars.
Star Wars. What did I say? Star Trek or Star Wars?
No, hold on. Now it sounds like you're saying I don't read.
I'm just saying, it asks a lot.
It does ask a lot. Yeah, that exposition should be in the film or something. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't remember anything about them.
No, Corrigan.
We should just like interview Ben or something.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So the way we start interviews is by asking some top threes.
Okay.
And they don't have to be your top three things we ask you of all time.
Okay.
But like right now, the things that you're super into or that pop into your head.
Okay.
Unless you have all time. Some people don't.
If you do have all time, then
we want to hear those.
Yeah,
but if you don't,
it's possible.
Okay, so we'll start with.
Let's see.
What do I have? You have the list ready, right, Kristin? No, just kidding.
Of course I do. I do. It's right here. Top 3. Number 1, top 3 comic book characters.
Oh, top 3 comic book characters. That's actually trickier than I thought. First one is Batman.
Okay.
We go back way, all the way back with Batman. After that, oh god, now you got to give it up to Superman.
Oh no.
Oh yes, you do. Yes, you
Corey's
do.
gonna kick you out.
You wouldn't have any of these other guys.
Get off my show.
Wow, just that easy. Well, you're gonna have to help me back. Really? Oh wow! Don't do that again, Corey.
Yeah.
I killed him. I heard our guest. I'm so sorry.
Superman.
Right. This is why we do this over the internet usually, Ben, so she doesn't hit you.
I can't injure anybody.
And the third one's tough because that changes randomly.
Okay.
That could be.
Well,
a
how
lot
about
of
right
guys.
now?
Right now.
Knee-jerk reaction.
Right now, the first one that pops into my mind is The Flash.
Oh.
Hey. Are you excited for that TV show?
I'm not even specifying which Flash.
Oh, yeah, are you stoked for the show?
I am actually kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I did not watch Arrow. I did not jump on the Arrow bandwagon.
I've heard good things. I just haven't watched it.
But I gotta say, Flash looks kind of. It looks interesting.
Yeah, that looks badass. We've talked about it before on this show.
We have talked about it, and there was a new trailer that I watched a couple days ago. They're like, "Oh, they're giving away this big thing." I was like, "Oh, they are."
It is staying remarkably faithful to the book, or at least what the book was a few years ago. I don't know what it is now, but there's a storyline, the origin, all that seems really kind of on the mark.
See, that's the hard thing about all these kinds of like Batman, Superman, Flash, and then when you go over to X-Men, all that kind of stuff, is that there's like so many storylines within them, right? And I have only been reading comics for like 5 years or so. It's like, how do you... I mean, I guess you've just been reading them your whole life.
I have been, but I recently kind of dropped away from them just for that. Actually, I dropped away because they were finally dropping a lot of the continuity that I had spent a lot of time in. I was thoroughly invested in this thing. And then they go and DC does the New 52. And it was sort of like, for me, it was like, oh, thank you. I've been freed. I can like walk away from this now.
Okay, that's fair. I read a few of the New 52 books, but DC's not really my thing anyway.
Oh, DC used to be great. It used to be fun. It used to be.
See, maybe that's a problem.
It was always those were accessible. That was the problem with Marvel, especially when I started reading as a kid. That started the whole dense storylines that last forever, and it becomes kind of impenetrable. But DC and Superman, with Superman and all the books, you could just pick one up and you could always read it. You always knew what was going on, and you put it down. So, yeah, but now it's become so I don't know how anybody just picks up a comic book and starts reading.
It's so different because they want new readers of comic books and everything, but it's just like, where do you jump in on stuff? So I read a lot of like indie comics and stuff instead, because you're like, oh, there have only been, I can get a trade paperback of like 1 or 2 of these, and then I'm caught up.
Yeah,
and I'm with it, and that makes life so much easier.
That is the way to go.
Yeah, but I do. So is this why you don't go to comic book stores? Just because you're jaded with?
Yeah, well, I walked away. It was because I was one of those guys that went every Wednesday. Was Thursday way back in the day. Whoa, I read them before there were even comic book stores. You actually had to go to a 7-Eleven and pick them up. And again, if it was a Marvel book that continued into the next book, you may find it. You may never find it ever.
That's sad.
It is.
That's tragic.
It is. But yes, I
walked away.
Thank
God for the internet.
What the what? You keep bringing this thing up, and I'm thoroughly confused.
What is this interwebs?
Yeah, that's right, because now you could just find just about anything, just readily available on Comixology and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I do kind of like.
Yeah, Comixology is great.
But, yeah, indie's the way to go for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. So that was 3.
And then we have another you guys are really fuzzy and sounding weird. Is it looking okay on your end?
On this end, it's fine. So maybe it's just something weird with the connection over there. As long as it's good on my end, the recording is coming out okay.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Emitting a magnetic pulse of some sort. That's
his superpower.
That's
right
it.
Here is coming out.
I just have the superpower of messing things up.
All right, and then our second top 3 category is your top 3 songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it can be like,
That's
what are the
hard.
3 things you listen to the most? Like, if your Desert Island 3 songs, or just right now, what you're constantly
right.
spinning, if you will.
Well, wow. Okay. First one that comes to mind, and I have no idea why. There's this old Stan Ridgway song that he did with Stuart Copeland for the movie Rumblefish called "Don't Box Me In." Great, very cool song.
Okay.
I
don't think I know that song.
No.
Maybe. Why don't you sing a little bit for me?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Do you sing at all?
No.
No.
Stan Ridgway, he was the guy who was the lead singer of Wall of Voodoo. So he had this kind of weird voice, and he would just do this, and it was awesome.
That's like almost Primacy, what I'm getting there.
It was kind of. It was pre-Primus.
Okay.
Anyway, it's great. Find it. Now Joe Cocker suddenly pops into my head. Ooh. That's one that whenever A Little Help From My Friends, that he does the cover of the Beatles song, which is just so remarkably different. But that's one, whenever that comes on, it's like, can't turn that one off.
Yeah, that's a gooder.
And then I'm sure some Katy Perry song. There's so many that bubble up in my brain. I can't pick one. I can't just pick one.
I'm honestly not
might
sure
be
if you're
Dark
kidding
Horse,
or not.
might not be.
I think he's serious.
I've been subjected to that, so it's just been kind of when I think of music, whether I want to or not, it's like Katy Perry. Why? No, out. But
yeah, did you know that she used to be a Christian singer?
I know that her parent, her father was
a pastor,
like hardcore pastor.
Yeah, yep, indeed. Yeah, I had her Christian albums back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, I had pictures of her all over my walls when I was in high school, just everywhere. Katie Hudson was her name back then. I just had Katie Hudson everything, and her like super grunge look, and
they used to sell U2 albums in the Christian bookstore.
Well, here's my thing. I always argue that U2 is like the most Christian band out there, because especially if you listen to their early albums, every single song has some sort of biblical reference, and it's usually something really obscure that you're like in Sunday Bloody Sunday, when it's like, we eat and drink, well, tomorrow they die. Like, nobody would know that's a Bible reference until you like come across the verse and you're like, that's in that U2 song. Huh. So that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so pick that as a third song.
Cool.
Wait, what was the third song?
It's a U2 song.
A U2 song.
A U2 song.
That's always a good thing. You can't go wrong with U2.
Oh my goodness, it is so warm in here. Can you see what's happening up here? I'm
I
going to have to dab.
Okay, you have something.
Oh my
to dab.
god, I'm actually sweating onto this thing.
I almost like did like a total like mom spit thing before, because you're like drifting, and I was like just about to like go yeah, and I was like, that's weird.
You notice I carry.
Yeah, I legitimately can't see either of your faces. It's so blurry. So
is it really?
Well.
Yeah.
We're steaming it.
So you don't look sweaty at all.
It's getting steamy in here, is what it is.
Brown chicken.
That's the way it is in the fan cave. Oh yeah. That's our sexy dances need work, I think.
Is there another top 3 that we segue out of this uncomfortable moment? The sweatiness.
So you guys met in a cemetery, huh? Cool.
We did.
We did meet in a cemetery.
We certainly did.
That was a really comfortable segue.
Sorry, hold on one second.
Okay, bye, Kristin.
We miss you.
We'll just talk amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. How's it going?
It's
hot.
I'm good. I got smart
so sorry,
water.
it's hot. There is smart water.
And again, as I mentioned to you before, this is the first time I've had smart water.
Is it okay?
Because most of the water I've had is just water. I don't feel much smarter, but maybe a little bit.
Wait till later. Wait till it kicks in.
Is that when it kicks in?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm having a little bit of a work issue. I will be right back, but continue to talk.
Okay, Kristin.
We're doing construction down the hall. My bosses are out of town, and I'm technically in charge of our whole department, and we're having an issue with construction. So I'll be right back.
Oh, don't let us keep you. Oh, wow, she's gone.
Bolts out of there.
There's a construction issue?
I guess.
That sounds heavy.
That does sound heavy. I didn't even know she was in charge of those.
Maybe we should talk more about Star Trek while she's gone.
We should talk about Star Trek. You're a TOS fan?
Well, I'm
all the Star Treks.
No, not all of them. I do like. What is the hyphen? What is that? What is that?
Which one?
Which one did you just say?
TOS.
What? TOS.
The
original series. Thank you.
I was like, did I mention another one?
Is that SVU? Is that VHS?
Yes.
Yes,
Star
I dig
Trek
the originals just because they're just awesome.
I love the original series. Those are my favorite.
But yeah, I like Next Generation.
Yep.
I did not like it particularly when it first started airing.
Well, it's very like soapy and weird when it first starts too. Like, have you
Yeah.
rewatched them at all?
I have.
Yeah.
I couldn't quote episodes, and I'm not sure if I've seen all of them, but I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I've probably seen all of them, but like I said,
Have
I
you?
can't remember anything.
I even liked Enterprise when Enterprise came out.
I didn't even know Enterprise existed.
It lasted like almost 3 seasons, I
Yeah,
think.
when I discovered it, I literally discovered it maybe 3 years ago. I was like, Scott Bakula was in a Star Trek? What? How did I love Quantum Leap. I love Star Trek. How'd I miss this? But I think it was like while I was in college or right after I got out of college that it was on, and therefore like TV was not like a thing.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I missed. There's like a whole period of. Well, there's lots of periods that I've checked out.
Yeah, I
sort of
noticed
like right
that.
now. I blacked out through about 10 minutes of this, but but yes, the original, especially when they went back. Have you seen any of these where they went back and they redid the graphics? So they took out the cheesy stuff
when
and
they
made
play
it
it on like KDOC, they do that.
Yes!
Yeah.
made it super cool.
Yeah. Which then makes me like, wow, the graphics were really cool for back then. And I think about it, I'm like, I don't think this is what it looked like when I watched it when I was a kid.
No, did not.
Probably not. But I didn't question it back then. It was just as terrifying and crazy when I was a child as it is now. Remastered?
Yep, remastered.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, they cleaned it up. They washed it off. And
Yeah. Looks good.
It does.
I love TOS. It's definitely my favorite. I like TNG. I like DS9. I like Voyager.
Those I did not watch.
No? Oh, you didn't watch them. Didn't like them. You just never.
Never really saw them.
Okay, well.
That was my
sometime.
period that I
Netflix.
was in school and doing other things
Right.
and
That makes sense.
running around New York City and did not watch much
if
TV.
you're like, if you're in New York City, you should probably be doing other things besides watching
Yeah,
TV.
go find something else to do. Actually, there was a period of time that we didn't even have a TV, or at least I didn't think so. It was my second year at school.
You didn't think so? Did you like later discover you had one?
There was this black and white TV that my roommate had, and it just sat there, and we turned it on one day, and it's like, it doesn't work. I was like, well, why are you holding on to it? I was like, well, I like it. So we just played Crazy Eights and stuff like that and had a grand time.
Crazy Eights.
Crazy Eights card game. Locos
Okay.
Ochos.
'Cause
Huevos
here's the thing.
Ranchos.
When I was like in elementary school, we played a game called Crazy Eights, but it was like a thing you played in gym class. And whenever other people say Crazy Eights, I'm like, I feel like that's
Different
not
thing.
what they're talking about.
Crazy Eights is basically, it's Uno.
Oh, okay. I know what
It's
Uno is.
very similar to Uno, but with a card deck. Anyway,
Gotcha.
so we would do that mostly and whatever else. And then on the day that I'm moving out, the semester's over, heading home for the summer, I walk in and my friend Howard has his friends all sitting around, and they're all watching the TV. The black and
Like
white TV, the little TV that had been sitting there dead. And I was astonished. I was like, what, how did you,
Were you hiding this
how
from
did this, the TV doesn't work. What did you do? How'd you fix it? And the guy looks up and he's like, it just has to warm up.
Oh, to do that thing with like the little dot in the middle that
You just
slowly
gotta turn it on
spreads, and then you have the whole picture.
Yeah, just had to sit there for 3 minutes. Then I could have had access to television.
Entire world.
Yes, through the antenna.
You were sitting there
fixed the
hanging out
vertical
with
hole.
friends playing games when you could have been
So much
watching
time wasted.
DS9. Yeah,
Wasted.
You'll never get that time
I
back.
will never see those shows again.
Yeah.
Never.
Never. There's
Ever.
no possible way to fix that.
I missed a lot of Mighty Mouse that I'll never see.
Mighty Mouse?
Oh,
Was
there
that?
was at that particular time there was this awesome Mighty Mouse cartoon that Ralph Bakshi did. It
Was
was
it on USA?
It was Ralph Bakshi and John Krasikowski, the guy who did Ren and Stimpy.
God.
Oh, he's got a
Ren and Stimpy is a source of so many of my childhood nightmares.
Is it?
Bloody Head Fairy and all that kind of stuff.
The shiny red button. It was an awesome, awesome Mighty Mouse. If you ever get, I can't describe it, but it was spectacular, and they pulled it off the air because Mighty Mouse at one point sniffed a flower, and pollen went up his nose, and they said that was a drug reference. And took it off.
Probably was.
It wasn't.
Come on.
It wasn't.
Have you really? If it was made by the Ren and Stimpy fella, it was totally a drug reference.
Oh, they had a character named Bat.
Yeah. Okay, I remember this.
Dressed up, and he drove around in the man-mobile.
Yeah. No, this is definitely the same one I remember from being a kid. I guess I just always thought that it was like a thing that was re-airing from a bajillion years
No,
before.
that was made just for that. There was an episode where Deputy Dog.
Yeah.
Oh no! There was this. Oh, we're spinning out of control here. What else can we talk about? Well, before I talk about things that nobody cares about.
I think you're selling yourself short here.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually selling Mighty Mouse short. It's really, if it comes down to it. I'm not giving him the proper respect, probably.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, this was like one of those odd things where, like, my mom has weird taste. Like, she always had young taste, which stressed me out as a kid. I thought it was super embarrassing. Like, she listened to like Pearl Jam and Nirvana and stuff like that.
Did she dress that? Did she dress in a youngish fashion?
I don't really remember what she did. She wasn't like, like OC mom who dresses like a teenager or anything like that. I mean, we were from hippie Massachusetts, but
she kept her finger on the pulse.
Yeah, she did, and I found that super embarrassing. And so she really liked Mighty Mouse, and so she and I would watch Mighty Mouse together when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
That I remember. I couldn't tell you much about it other than when you say the character names. I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember this.
Tell your mama we can go have a Zima together. We'll catch up.
Perfect.
We'll have a lot
hang
to
out.
talk about.
It'll be great. She
we'll listen to Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And Temple of the Dog, and we'll kick back.
I don't mind stealing bread.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, I liked all those things. It was just embarrassing that she liked them too. That was the
kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit.
It does, yeah. Like when you're trying to go through that, like I'm autonomous phase, and your mom's listening to the same thing you are.
Yes, my daughter gets to enjoy me just sitting. My wife likes a lot of the contemporary pop music that's going on, so the two of them will be sitting there singing along, and.
But she's probably cool anyway, right? Like, cause
my daughter?
No, like your
wife. My wife is cool, I suppose. Yeah. Cool-ish.
Cool-ish.
She's still a mom.
Yeah, I guess.
Still a mom. But yes, I mean, she's lovely. I'm quite fond of her.
She's cool to you, and that's what matters.
But I feel that as a parent, I have a responsibility to at least make cringing faces when my daughter is listening to her music. It's my responsibility, even if I like it, to kind of go...
To pretend.
Oh, God, what is... I'm such an old man. I'm such a fuddy-duddy. What is... How many drum machines did they use for this song? That's spectacular.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm trying to think of if my dad did that when I was a kid. I think the thing was, it's like my family all listened to such like different genres of things that it was just like I was listening to everything. Like my thing was sort of in the like pop music because it was like the only thing I had to myself. So I was like New Kids on the Block, like Backstreet Boys, things like that. That was it. My little sister took like and we were like poor. So when I had anything, it was like this is the one I get.
What
and she pulled all of the tape out of my New Kids on the Block
cassette
thing. I wasn't getting another one of those. That was it.
That's it.
I didn't get to listen to New Kids on the Block
they only made
until I was
so
like
many
23.
Of those.
You know, like that was it. When I could finally buy something on my own.
What a rough time that I have. That, if that's going to be your music, that's your soundtrack, that's not fair.
I love New Kids.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Still?
I went and saw them in concert last year.
NKOTB?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm figuring out this letter thing.
Kristin, are you over there, by the way?
Nope. I hear her breathing,
yeah,
which is
isn't that
unnerving.
kinda creepy?
Did she take the microphone with her? I want to go find out about what's going on with the construction.
Yeah, okay. Well, but no, New Kids on the Block is awesome.
Okay.
They're...
Oh,
hey!
Hi. How'd it go? Everything all right?
No.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Do you need to go? Do you need to go
No,
be a boss?
that's okay. I have to...
Oh, hi.
What time is it? 2:30? Oh, I can't see you guys at all, so I don't know what's going on over here. Maybe it's because they're doing construction down the wall.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
think
yeah, so my bosses are in Uganda.
Okay.
And
as
so
bosses are want to do.
Yeah. Right? Of course, where else would you be? And so we're trying to do some construction in a classroom, and they have come to find that what they thought was going to cost $4,000 has like some kind of weird structural thing in the wall, and they can't do what they wanted. So it's either going to cost us an additional $3,000, or they want to bring in like a structural engineer, which would be like, $10 by the time he comes in and gives a whole thing.
That's always a fun thing to happen
Yep.
when you're babysitting the business.
You know, you're babysitting and you have 2 weeks before school starts, and I'm like, this has
She
to be
does, like,
done
family
by
ministry,
school.
so.
Yeah, so and an after school program meets in that room, and so it has to be ready by the time they come back, which is
my.
September 2nd.
Oh, wait a minute. So they didn't even come back till September 2nd?
Well, there's like a summer program, and
I mean,
then
the kids don't come back till
Yeah,
September.
the kids will be starting school September 2nd. So
Yeah.
as of right now, we've got 2, because there's summer program ended last week, and then we have 2 dark weeks, and so we have these 2 weeks to do something
Gotcha.
about that room.
When construction happens.
Yeah.
Of course. And so anyway, they opened up
Bad
the wall
time
and
to go to
found this
Uganda.
beam that looks like they didn't know was there apparently, and is now throwing a wrench into what should have been a relatively simple wall movement. So yeah.
I'm sorry I'm not there to take a look at it. I would have.
Are you a structural
Oh.
engineer too, Ben?
Goodness. Just, it's a little hobby.
guy's
I wouldn't go
just
so
full of
far as to say
talents.
full-on engineer.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
do find it entrancing, and I get a few magazines in the mail. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like architectural and
I-Beam
handyman.
Weekly, I believe, is one.
That sounds fascinating. Tell me more.
You
Don't
get a-
tell me more.
They send you a T-square with your subscription.
Oh boy.
I pull out the protractor
Wow.
and my little compass, and I just spent some quality time alone. So, I
I
wish
bet
I
it's
could.
not that hard to
fascinating.
find, though, right? I
Yeah.
bet no one wants to actually do that with you.
No.
So, all right, let's do
Sorry.
this interview thing. No, that's fine.
Oh.
You can't stop that. This is a thing that happens. Okay, let's talk Empire.
Okay.
First and foremost, because
Okay.
that's important. How did you end up going to this cemetery screening, for one thing? I'm curious to find out how this got arranged.
The cemetery thing I found out the day before.
Okay.
I got a call from my agent saying, I hope you're free tomorrow because you have this cool thing to go to. And Alan Moyle called you. And Alan Moyle is the director of Empire Records. And so she gave me his number. And I was like, what? I was thoroughly confused. I'm like, I mean, nobody has mentioned Empire Records to me in like 10 years.
Seriously?
And even in then, it was just kind of in passing, I think.
This is
It
mind-boggling.
does not come up on a regular basis. And so I was actually I was like, I had to look after my daughter that night. My wife was going out. Like, I don't know, but this sounds weird. I don't know. It's in a
Yeah, it's
cemetery.
probably full of weirdos.
And I was going to, so I called Alan, and I was going to try to leave myself a way out of not having to go. But he was so nice talking to him, so nice hearing his voice
Seems like
again.
a really nice
He's
guy.
a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah.
And so I figured, what the heck? So he said, Lola, we're going to do this. And this look of just abject fear crossed her face.
God bless her.
I tried to get one of her little buddies to come along. And my friend, actually, my daughter's best friend, her mom worked on Empire
Really?
Records, which neither one of us knew.
That's funny.
She was a camera operator, I think, at the time. So we were all going to try to go, but she couldn't go. So anyway, we went, and it was surreal.
Yeah,
It
I can
was
imagine.
Remarkable. I've never seen that movie
Yeah,
on a
and
big
if
screen.
no one's been bringing this up to you, I'm guessing you had no clue the cult status of this film.
I had only gotten a hint of it once when a Hallmark film, I think I was working on, out in the boonies somewhere. The makeup gal brought her VHS copy to have me sign. And
Oh my god, that's amazing.
and I asked her, why do you have this? Why would you
Where'd you find this thing?
why do you have this?
Because everybody has that movie.
Well, that's the first I heard of it. She was like, "Oh my god, this movie is awesome," and I'm like, "What?
Really?
Really?" Because my memory of the movie never came out. The
Right.
movie was never put out, and it was the second real job I got since I came out to L.A.
Yeah.
I did Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm.
I got cast as a mission control guy,
Yep.
and not too long after that, I then did Empire Records. So it was a big gig.
How old were you at this point?
I was, I think, about 23-ish, 24,
Really?
23, 24.
So funny. I swear, this was and the reaction that I showed people like the pictures from going to the premiere, and everyone was like, "That's that guy? He looks younger now than he did then."
Really?
It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's the like playing a douchebag.
Oh, how does that make you feel, Ben? You looked old and tired in Empire Records.
Well, I'm consistent. I just finally caught up with the look.
No. It's complimentary.
I was rather kind of gaunt and pale, and I did have rather dark rings. I was like, wow, that's not a healthy look.
Well, you really looked like an asshole in that movie.
It said the long line from plenty of assholes. I played a lot of Dixon suits. But that one was fun. So the film, we kept waiting for it to come out, or at least hear something about a screening or something. And the soundtrack got put out, and that got a lot of play. Yeah. And I remember one time being in my car in the valley, coming from something, I think at CBS Radford or something, and the Gin Blossoms? Was it a Gin Blossoms song? Was it, right?
Till I Hear It From You.
There you go. That's exactly right.
I went and saw the Gin Blossoms play a couple months ago.
Did you?
What?
Tell them I said hi.
Wait.
I will.
One moment for
Sure.
Why did you not tell me?
Yeah. Okay. So this guy that I work with, his band was opening for them at what's that place in San Diego? It's like in San Clemente, the Clubhouse or the Coach House.
Sure.
That sounds like a thing.
Does that sound like a thing?
Definitely.
It's like this weird bar dinner venue. I don't know. It's very strange. And my friend's band was like opening. He's like, and I knew a couple people in the band. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go listen to Gin Blossoms. I was like, sweet. And so we went. And I don't know.
Me and Monique, who lives here.
Yeah.
This is like on our bucket list, is seeing Gin Blossoms.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
We've been trying to do it for like 5 years, and every time they come, it's like, oh, we just miss them for some reason. Like one of us is out of town.
Really?
Yeah.
Is the band
Corey.
fully intact? Are all the Blossoms still in the band, or is it just like the lead singer and one other
No,
guy?
Well,
it's-
the lead singer's like he's basically the band anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And he is, yep, they are
Although,
there.
I actually
Either that or
wanna
they got a bunch
say-
of other old guys to play with him because they're all not, it's not like they didn't, he didn't replace them with younger people
She doesn't
if they
mean
replace
old
anybody.
guys, don't listen.
No, she meant it. She meant it. Bunch of old
no,
guys.
Yes, I
actually-
said old guys, right?
Yep,
That's what I
straight
meant
up.
to say.
Straight
oh,
up.
okay.
Yeah. No, we.
I was trying to salvage the age thing
Yeah.
there. And
Corrigan felt
I
my
think
pain.
Ben knows how old he is, Corey. Okay, he just referenced
How
some
old
kind
are
of
you, Ben?
This is-
obscure Muppets thing.
How do we segue from he
20
looks
minutes
so
ago.
much younger now than he
well,
did
that's
to now
that's
we're
the
just
question.
yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 45.
45. That's not
Straight
old at
up.
all.
No hesitation.
It's not.
Boom. 45.
Boom. There it is. I actually think the Gin Blossoms, when they like first came out, had like a completely different like songwriter who either quit or died. I don't remember which, but either way, so no, the Gin Blossoms aren't completely intact, but they are as basically I remember them as
Okay.
a fifth grader or whatever being in love with them. Anyways, I'm sorry. We go back to you driving and Gin Blossoms.
Well, yeah, this is my only memory of the Gin Blossoms was that song coming to an end and the disc jockey on K-Rock saying, that's the Gin Blossoms with, what's this one?
Till I Hear It From You.
Till I Hear It From You from the Empire Records soundtrack. What's up with that movie? Where is that movie? And I'm screaming at the radio like, yes! Where is the movie?
Man.
And so, no, there was never any screening. I don't think I saw it until it was airing on cable. And even then, it was just kind of in passing. I was never sent a copy. They just forgot about us. And they forgot about Alan as well. It was a changing of the guard, as I understand it, when I ran into Alan a few years later. There was a changing of the guard between when the movie was made and when the movie was going to be released. And the new guard were like, that's not our movie. We're not putting
We
that
don't
out
need
there.
that.
No,
Yeah.
we're that's not us. So we're that's not our thing. So from what I understand, it then kind of garnered some sort of audience once it was out on, I guess, VHS, maybe?
Yeah, and we will be hearing more about this as Anne Helen Peterson is working on like the super mondo history of Empire Records right now.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Anne Helen Peterson, who writes for BuzzFeed and runs the Facebook page Celebrity Gossip Academic Style. I should point you her way.
Wow.
Yeah, she is like really, and so today she actually put out a call to be like, anyone who worked at video stores, I can't find the information to back this up, but I've heard that like VHS rentals are one of the things that really drove the popularity of Empire Records. Can anyone verify that people were renting
Wow.
the heck out of
Well,
this
again,
movie.
somebody showed me their copy of the VHS.
Yeah, I mean, I rented it constantly.
I don't
until
remember
I
if it came out before it was running on cable. They seem to be kind of coinciding, but I guess that happened years later or something.
I never saw it on TV, so I can't vouch for that.
Well, it's run a lot lately. Like on
Really?
some weird VH1 channel, it kept popping up.
Some weird, like VH1 Classic or
Something like that. And my TiVo caught it, and so I showed a bit to my daughter. She was thoroughly underwhelmed.
As
just
most
showed
kids
it.
are
That's
with
sad
stuff that their
to
parents
me.
do.
Thoroughly
right?
underwhelmed. Well, that's also
was
the
she
thing.
thoroughly
When we-
underwhelmed by you or by the movie or
Well,
both?
just me.
Yeah.
Being on top. We didn't watch the whole movie because she was too young. So maybe showing it to her when she was 4. She was like,
yeah.
that makes nothing.
I
that
feel like it
means
doesn't
nothing to me."
connect on an emotional
but
level
it
at that
scarred me for life.
Seeing
Like,
yourself.
Really? That's your dad right there.
Oh,
And you're just going to walk away and just go
It's like,
bang
"That's
on
nice."
something. All right, fine.
that's what you should have introduced her to, like you on TV later, so that she could be like, "Holy cow, that's awesome!" Instead of growing up used to you.
Yeah.
Does she ever watch anything you do?
Yeah, just recently because I did a Disney Channel show. So that was
true.
nice. That worked out
Yeah.
well. I got in right before her and her kids could care less about that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So I did a few episodes of Lab Rats and got to go to the set, got to bring the kids to the set. And, when you do a Disney Channel show, you shoot it, and then they don't air it for like 5 months.
Is that weird?
It's really weird.
Like, we don't shoot things. I don't know anything about them.
Right. Well, because the kids are like, when's it coming out? I'm like, I have no idea.
Someday.
Yeah, so it just aired, but there's a third episode, and that'll probably air, next year? I don't know.
And you're a baddie.
I'm a baddie. Another guy in a suit.
I watched you get your ass handed to you in a clip on YouTube.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah. It was like, they were like, "No, we're not going," and I don't know what their thing is. And then they're like,
Oh, yeah.
and they all banded together, and then it was like,
Yeah.
and everybody died. No, I don't know. They just fell over.
Oh, yes, some super wave. I spent a lot of time being thrown to the ground.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
It's painful.
And now here I am pushing you around.
Yes,
I
it just
know, gosh.
it just comes
You
naturally.
don't get a break.
No.
I mean,
No, people just like to shove me.
but you've got a tween daughter, so I mean, you have to be used to being like pushed around.
Well,
right?
she's 11, so that's tween, right?
that's
That
tween,
falls under
right?
the classification.
yeah, it's like 11, 12.
Yeah.
is tween.
11, 12, I think, is tween.
Yeah.
I don't know why 11 and 12-year-olds get their own numerical category now.
Marketing.
You're really,
like-
you're quite angry about this, Kristin.
This is what we call "Why is that a thing?" with Kristin
Yes, why?
Latterell.
I don't understand why that is. Yes, I don't understand why that's. And where did it come from? It's like
I remember when it was, because we were like just over tween years when that became a thing, and it was like the cover of Newsweek. It was like a Newsweek article labeling tweens, and it stuck ever since.
because if you're an 11 and 12, you're so much different than a 13-year-old or a 10-year-old. Is that what that's? I mean, I feel like that's what they're saying.
You kind of are. It is a weird little thing. It's when things start. I won't get into the specifics
I
of
was
it.
like, let's not.
But especially
Poor Lola.
especially for girls, there is this weird period where they're
think it's true.
not what they were, but they're not what they're gonna be.
You're not.
They're not a
yeah.
girl, not yet a woman.
And
Is that what
as
you're
Britney
saying?
I
says-
didn't want to go quite that far because it
They're
breaks my
not
heart.
girls.
Oh, it's
Not
okay.
yet a woman.
Okay.
Just keep.
All I need is time. Moment that is mine. While
Sorry.
I'm,
I'm also gonna be
queen.
Kristin.
I'm not a girl.
Oh no! Look what we've
Oh, I'm
look
sorry.
what we have done.
I was enjoying that. Don't stop.
I'm gonna
It hit me in a very special place.
I'm gonna send you that video as well
Could you?
to go with Angela Lansbury.
Yes, I'll sit and drink my Zima and just cry.
This is
cry.
such a trying
Yeah.
time of a father's life.
And then I'll put on Sunrise and Sunset from,
Sunrise, sunset.
yeah, just have a good old-fashioned cry.
That was like the first dance at so many of my friends, like not first dance, father-daughter dance at so many of my friends' weddings.
Sunrise, Sunset, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a go-to.
It's a classic.
So did you watch, were you subjected to Empire Records as a child as well?
Subjected.
Kristin,
Me?
did you have any affinity for this? In the same way
I
that
was not. I don't want to say subjected. That makes it sound like it was
Yeah,
terrible.
like she didn't
Sure,
watch
it's a lovely film.
I'm sure some people felt subjected.
So, and I mean, Corey obviously is like on another level
Right.
than most people.
You by
I
no
actually
means
don't
have
know.
to like
Although
the film.
apparently there was an
I don't
entire
think
cemetery full
you
of people
haven't seen it
who have
though,
this.
right?
No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Okay.
It's not that she doesn't like it. She just says
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
I'm not saying I'm sure it's awesome. So I couldn't. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems nice.
Yeah, sure.
You seem nice, so it must
Thank
be
you.
great.
But I'm not nice in the film,
He's
so
not
don't.
nice in
No.
that.
Oh,
Okay.
not. Oh, yeah. You said you were a dick in a suit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm quite
exactly.
unpleasant, really.
But yeah, it really is. There's 4,000 people in this cemetery that were just obsessed with this movie.
That was the freaky part.
Yeah.
The freaky part was as we were driving there, and traffic just wasn't moving. We're
Yeah.
like, what is? All of these people can't be going, and people were then walking.
Yeah.
It was like people have
For
abandoned
blocks.
their cars and are walking to go see this movie. And we got there, and it was just a sea of humanity. And
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
and neither my daughter or I are huge fans of crowds.
Yeah, I feel that.
I find it slightly unnerving, but we waded into it, and and they were lovely to us. They had a little space saved for us, and again, I just found out the day before, so we just come breezing in, and they could not have been nicer. And then I saw a few of the other cast, and now mind you, I didn't really know that many of them.
Right, because you weren't like constantly on set with everybody. You just come in every now and then and
I'm in
yell at
like
everybody.
I don't know what 3 or 4 scenes, and they shot it in North Carolina. So what they did was called a drop and pickup, where they would only fly me in for the few days that they needed me, and then send me back home.
Okay.
And then bring me back again when they were ready to shoot those other scenes. So I would go away and disappear and go away and disappear. But they were all nice, but I honestly didn't think anybody would know me or remember me or anything. But they were all lovely. It was all so very, very nice.
I mean, that's got to be one of the nicest casts in the world, too.
Yes.
Just great people.
They could not have been nicer, and also appreciative that this thing was happening, because we had never had a screening.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until the film was over and they did a Q&A, and they brought everybody up in front of this massive amount of people and handed us microphones and asked us questions. And it wasn't until I stood there for a couple of minutes that I looked behind me, and they basically projected the movie onto a mausoleum.
Yeah.
Right?
Something like that. Yep. A really
Which
big one.
There must be something really sacrilegious about that or something. But it makes for a lovely screen.
It does. I'm going to see Purple Rain on that soon.
Awesome.
Yep. On the 6th.
That's not Lake Minnetonka. That's how I would have played it if I was Prince. That's not Lake Minnetonka. Oh. And then zoom, 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 and right off. Poor Apollonia. Really.
Poor Apollonia. Sorry, Kristin. We're in
Oh, wait,
That's
so
okay.
then I realized
listening.
that they were
It's just hard
actually-
because I can't see my. You guys are
Again,
completely
you
not even here now, so now I'm just listening, and so it's like kind of it's awkward.
So,
we
okay,
can still
sorry.
see you, though.
That's
Yeah.
good.
We're
I'm glad
still
you can
watching
see me.
you, and I'm watching you just be like, just go off, do something
I'm
else.
giving you my Star Trek face. I
Yeah, a
didn't
little
mean
bit.
to.
No,
Sorry.
not at all.
Sometimes she multitasks.
I think that's
so.
odd. Why can't you see us? That doesn't
I don't
seem
know.
fair. That doesn't seem right.
That's okay.
So they're
No.
projecting on this mausoleum.
So they project us up on the mausoleum, and now everybody sees me, and they now know, oh, that guy's in the movie. And then we still had to walk around afterwards, and I'm walking around with my daughter, and now everybody is kind of looking at me. And I've never really been subjected to any kind of fame of any kind. I've worked a lot, but nobody ever recognizes me. Ever.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll tell you another story about not being recognized. It's kinda,
Oh no, sounds sad.
it is. But it's good sad.
Yeah.
No, it's just sad. But so this is the first time I actually am being subjected to it, again with that word. And my daughter, now she's used to it with my wife, because my wife did a few scenes of seasons of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh.
So
Who are you married to?
Very true.
Belina Logan, she played Fiona in like the second and third episode. Oh, now I got your
She's
attention.
obsessed with Sons of
Now
Anarchy.
she walks. Now, see? Yeah.
She has been trying to get me to watch this show
Shut
for
the
millennia.
front door.
Yeah.
Are we having his wife on soon, too?
God, see, this always happens.
Not that you're not lovely, but holy... I have so many questions about that show. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.
Okay, I will pass that along.
Yeah, if she wants to hang out with,
She doesn't have to. Anyway, your wife is
couple of-
rad.
No, I'm
so
sure she would like to
well-
come and see who are these women that you're going to hang out with in the afternoon.
Well done.
fans?
Well done, Ben. You did a great job in
Thank
picking
you.
your life
now,
mate.
Good
now
choice.
I've got Kristin's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Now she's
Now you
back.
can tell your stories.
So anyway, Belina gets stopped on a regular basis because Sons of Anarchy also it's on Netflix, so it's
Yeah.
constantly
Everybody watches
new to somebody. So she's
Right.
used to Lola's used to being stopped with her mom, and we have other friends who have famous or whatever else, and friends of theirs, and so she's used to seeing people be famous, just not me. And she did not care for it.
No, she didn't like that, huh?
Did not like that.
Oh, man.
Really didn't care for it at all. Just wanted to go.
Oh, poor
And I was
thing.
like, well, sweetheart, can we spend a little time here? And people are being very nice. They want to say hello to me. It's like, can we just go?
I'm having my moment.
I'm having a moment.
Please.
I was having a moment. But then as you walk around and people just look at you, that is weird.
And not say anything? Like
Not
just,
say anything, but because there's a lot of people, and you go wandering around, you
Right.
go, and you just kind
Everyone's,
of
like,
notice
triple
people
taken.
kind of looking at you and not pointing at you, and it's like, okay, it's time to go. That's weird. So now I don't feel like I've been missing much. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the other.
The sad story.
The sad story about not being recognized. Years and years and years ago, I did a series called Campus Cops on the USA Network.
I saw that on the IMDb list.
Yeah.
I could not find it to watch.
It used to be on Hulu at some point.
Aw.
Big, broad, kind of F-troopy stuff. John Landis was the producer on it. And it's exactly what you might think it is. It's Campus Cops.
Yep.
And Ryan Hurst, another Sons of Anarchy reference,
Oh my gosh, Opie!
he played my partner. It was kind of a very of mice and men sort of thing. He was big and doofy, and I was the smaller,
Smart
snarky
one.
Smart
Yeah.
one, yes. But we were constantly getting ourselves into trouble and various other things. So we were shooting the show after it had already aired, and we were still shooting. And Ryan had come up to me at one point and says, "Has anybody said anything to you?" I'm like, "No." Ryan's like, "Are people saying stuff to you?" He's like, "Oh my God, I can't go down the street. People are yelling and screaming, 'Campus Cops!'" I'm like, "Really? Oh, that's nice. I'm sure that'll happen at some point." And so one day we actually had the day off, and Ryan and I were hanging out together, and it was the middle of the day, and we were gone to see the movie. We were gone to the movies or something. And Ryan's sitting next to me, and I'm driving, we're chatting, we're stopped at a light on La Brea, and this old Cadillac pulls up, and this African-American couple are sitting there, and the guy who's driving is pointing at me, and he's pointing at us, and then he talks to the other person, and he's pointing at us, and I look over and Ryan, I'm like, "Ryan, here, look at this. This guy recognizes. I'm telling you, this guy recognizes." It's like, this is a special moment for this guy. Look at it. He's getting both of us in the car. He must really like the show. And how often are you and I? This is going to be cool. And then he says, "Roll down the window." Roll down the window. I was like, "Oh, here we go." And I roll down the window, and the guy goes, Hey, you guys. We're like, yeah. He's like, "You two guys, you smoke pot, don't you?" and just dumbfounded, and immediately occurs to me. It's like, here I am thinking he thinks I'm a big TV star. It's like, you guys,
No, you
you're a
just look
couple
like a
of
stoner.
pothead losers, aren't you? See, I told you. That's what. Yeah, that's my brush. See,
Man.
It's
kind of
really sad.
funny, but kind of sad.
But kind of, were you like disappointed?
Oh no, I thought it was hysterical.
Oh,
And it's
man.
like, wow, I don't even get a moment of hubris.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just bam. Told you the bam was coming.
Yeah.
It
I was
was.
afraid this was going to turn out like the story. This is a very sad moment for me. Kristin and I both love this show, The Pacific. Have you seen it?
No.
It's like Band of Brothers, but the Pacific.
Oh, it's a boat thing, right? No. All right.
No, like World War II Pacific.
Yeah, like
Oh.
Pacific Theater.
Oh, that's
of World
cool.
War II. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Really
get
great
behind that.
miniseries.
Okay.
And I've seen it
Not
a million
South
times.
Pacific the musical. Is
No.
that what you were thinking?
Whole another thing. They
Yeah,
burst
that's a
into song.
whole other can of worms.
Completely different. Anyway.
So I was at this play in New York, and I'm standing there, And I turned, I'm like, oh my God, I think that's Keith Nobbs from the Pacific. And I'm like, oh, dude, he's Joey Ice Cream on the Black Donnellys. It's another one of my favorite shows. And so I finally get up the courage. I go over there and I'm like, are you Keith Nobbs? And you can tell he's used to never being recognized, right? And, he's like, oh, yeah, I am. I was like, okay, Black Donnellys and the Pacific are two of my favorite shows ever. And he's like, oh, that's great. And then he turns, he's like, hey, this guy was in the Pacific too. And I just blank. I'm like... And there was no recovering. I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. And he's like, that's okay. Oh no, it was the worst.
I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm not even you.
Like, you get chills of embarrassment.
I'm sweating from embarrassment.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Sure I can speak
from
experience.
He's Australian. He's fine.
I can tell you from experience, he'll be fine. He'll get over it eventually. He will tell a story about it someday on a podcast, but he will get over it eventually.
This is true. That's a good point. Thank you for that perspective.
I did a play once out of town, and we had the entire cast in the elevator, and this guy went around to everybody, and it's like, that was awesome. You were great. And I'm standing there. He doesn't say a word to me. I was in it too. Like,
no, okay. Cool.
You were in it? I was like, yeah, it's the guy in the uniform. It's like, oh yeah, you look really different in an elevator.
But don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all? I don't know. There's something. I think there's something about the way you look that, like, I don't know, it off screen and on screen, or
just
off stage,
blend
on
in.
stage. I don't know. You just look like a regular guy.
That's me all over. Yep.
You know. I don't know. That's weird, though. Like, to have just watched you and not know 5 minutes later.
Just saw me on stage, yeah.
I'm now wondering, like, had I not been at that screening, if I saw you somewhere, if I would have been like, that's Mitchell. 'Cause I have a very keen eye for these things. I am great with pointing people out. So I don't know. So I would have been walking by you somewhere and, like, doing that thing.
You wouldn't have known me from Adam.
That guy looks... 2 weeks in a row, someone has used that phrase on this show.
Is it another sad person?
Another sad person. Well, it was a whole other thing with me making a fool of myself, actually recognizing them in public. Last week with Mike Molsher, when he said that nobody knows them from Adam, so they were really caught off guard when I did. I think, okay, so...
I'm not peeking. I'm trying not to peek on your list.
But there's so many things to talk about. We don't have that much time.
Okay.
But...
Play the game.
I know, we should play the game. Some of these you've already mentioned, but they were supposed to be easy ones, so...
Okay, just go straight to the hard ones, then.
Yeah, okay.
Kristin's got fires to put out, man.
She does have fires to put out.
She's got some things to take care of.
There we go. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Hey-o.
There you are. Oh, I see you now.
Oh, now you see us.
Hey! Yes.
Oh, sorry, I clapped in the microphone again.
That's all right.
I always forget
that wasn't that bad that time.
I'm so glad you guys are here. Oh, now I feel like I'm not talking to myself. It was like awkward to pretend like I was looking at you by staring at the blank screen, willing it to stop loading.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it was
come on.
clearly freaking him out. He was really worried that he was boring you this whole time.
I just wanted to have.
It wasn't. It was hard because you guys were talking, and I could tell you guys were probably being funny. I'm like, I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, just
and so it's really hard to look.
Funny. Yeah.
It was hard to look like I was focusing on the blue screen. I'm like, I should like put a video there of somebody talking, so it looks like I'm.
I like that strategy.
We had a lot of visual comedy going on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. There's like 3 Stooges up in here.
Corrigan did an excellent pratfall. Hey, I brought up Pratt again. Have we done something with pratfall?
No.
We haven't.
There's got to be something there.
I wish we had like a bell or something. I'm going to add one later every time
He's so dreamy I had a pratfall.
Yeah,
something.
I don't know.
That's how that
so
works.
let's play our game here.
I slipped on my Star-Lord figure and I had a pratfall.
Hey!
Hey! How about that?
There you go.
Star-Lord.
Nailed it.
That guy.
Thank you.
This is one of my other wallpapers on here is now Groot and Rocket. So it says, did you see Guardians?
Oh gosh,
okay,
yes.
Yeah, good. Just checking.
Awesome sauce.
So good.
Yeah, we can't get into this. We talk about it every week.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We have to. Okay. So I'm gonna read you some. Well, let's play the game, Kristin.
Okay.
But we'll just go to some of the trickier ones, I think. Although I don't know what's tricky because I don't know like what you remember.
I neither do I.
So I'm gonna give you. We're gonna say you get a point if you remember what show it was, and 2 points if you remember your name.
Oh, that'll never happen. That will never happen.
Do you remember your name in Empire Records?
Only because I just saw it.
Well.
Mitchell Beck.
Hey, that's not on
Ding!
the list, though.
We're giving you a point.
Yes.
All right, we'll give him
Yes.
a point for that. Okay.
I'm writing it down on this
Bath and
Post-it.
Bidet.
Yes, Beck's Bath and Bidet.
That was my contribution to the script. Beck's Bath and Bidet. How can I work
would've been
bidet
a rich
into the
man.
script?
Okay. Let's do this one. Emily Sherman had her first date in 5 years. Her dead body was found by a street hooker.
Wow, that sounds sad.
Most of them are awful. You're in
no.
a lot of terrible things.
No, was I a doctor?
I don't know. I wasn't allowed to watch.
Oh, I give a lot of exposition in lab coats. I'm going to always go, maybe it's Dr. Exposition.
Any
Emily?
guess on the series? Emily Sherman.
Emily Sherman dies
Yeah.
in this particular episode?
Yes. She had her first date in 5 years. Her dead body was found by a street
Oh,
hooker.
God, it's one of those procedurals. Oh, my God.
Like it. If I give you your name, do you think it'll help?
Sure.
Jared McCarthy.
Nope, didn't help at all. Not at all. I'm going to go with the profiler?
No.
Did I even do the profiler?
I don't know. It's not on my list.
Yes, you did.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good.
That scared me and creeped me out just a little bit. That was unnerving.
Internet.
Yes, you did, Ben. You were on the
She has
profiler.
IMDb.
Oh, that's not fair. Okay. Okay, what was it?
Women's Murder Club.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that didn't last
That's the
long.
Angie Harmon show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Based off of the Patterson books?
Yes, I was into some weird sex thing. That's what
Oh.
that was. That's what it was. Yes, that's what
Wait,
the whole
did
thing
that's
was.
Were you the
character.
killer?
The character was not me.
Yeah, well, I know, but I was just saying.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
that's what I recall. And that was another door acting. They came to the door. Yeah.
I was telling him there's tons of pictures on the internet of
Yeah.
him coming out from behind doors.
Yeah, that one I had
a
no
door actor.
and I had no shirt on.
And, I saw that one.
Shirtless. That's
That's going on the
That's traumatizing.
on the blog. We're
Yes.
just gonna
All
post
right.
the shirtless
all
still
right,
frame.
Did
You do it? Were you the killer?
In that case, no.
Okay.
I have been on occasion though.
All right. Well, let's go through and we'll see if here's another death one. We'll see if you're the killer here.
Okay.
Brutal rape and subsequent death of a female motorist turns out to be an informant for the FBI, acting as a cyber vigilante for catching online pedophiles to capture the predators. I
What?
actually remember this one.
That's
not
not the
sounding
previous
familiar,
one?
huh?
That's not
No,
the
this
previous
is a different one.
The previous one was Emily Sherman hadn't had a date in 5 years.
Yeah.
So this
Admittedly,
one has
the-
pedophiles
This
in
one
it?
has pedophiles.
Oh my god.
And a rape scene.
Yeah.
Is it cold case?
Nope.
Dang it.
Oh.
And a rape scene?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
What
you see
show? What show?
It. Yeah, think about. Let's
Has
just use
both
deductive
of those
reasoning
things a lot.
Oh my god.
in the criminal justice system.
Oh, is this
Sexually based offenses
was
are considered especially heinous in New York City.
Oh,
Dedicated
was it in New
detectives
York?
who investigate these vicious felonies are members of
It
an
was
elite
it
squad.
was it was Law and Order Extra Crispy or whatever the heck it was.
Yes, I'm not even. You're definitely.
No,
not
it
gonna
was
know your
not
name.
it was not original recipe.
No,
It was Extra
it was
Crispy.
not original recipe. This was VHS, obviously.
Yeah, that
You were Mike
that
Pearson.
I wouldn't recall at all.
You were not the killer.
No, I was working in an embassy or something. I don't know. Okay.
This
Do you want
is-
do you want a happier one?
Yeah,
Yes, please. Let's move
Okay.
away
Don't do.
from the
I want to do
procedurals.
one of them because. Don't do the third from the last one because this is my favorite.
Oh wow, you have a face.
Okay.
I do. I have a favorite.
Okay, Kristin, hit me with my past.
Okay.
The last one's pretty good.
Okay, this one's kind of long. Here we go. Do I have to read this whole thing?
Yeah.
I'll read it. The team land in a world where the American colonists lost the
Oh, I know
Revolutionary
this one.
War.
I guess she doesn't have.
Okay, what was it?
Sliders.
Do you know your name?
Sliders.
It's a good name.
Oh, I was a prince.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Oh, Prince Shecky. I don't know. He's a prince.
Shecky. That's not even a name.
No,
you should
it's
have at
not.
least picked a real
I was an
name,
English
like
guy. I was Prince Reginald.
You wanna
Close.
tell it to him?
Was it?
Prince Harold III
Prince
Of
Harold
America.
III.
of America.
I had a good time. That was fun. That was a fun
I
gig.
loved Sliders when I was a
Sliders
kid.
was
That a
good.
great
I
film.
actually tested to be Jerry O'Connell.
What?
I did.
No way.
I did. And then they actually cast Jerry O'Connell as Jerry O'Connell. Weird.
That's cray cray.
I thought I did a pretty good Jerry
Yeah.
O'Connell.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe it was too stand-by me-ish.
Yes. Were you fat? I mean,
No,
I was like, wait a
no,
second.
nor was he at the time.
no.
Were you
He
a
was
tween?
like-
Now he's like real skinny. He's like super.
Yeah,
super
but no, he was all muscly.
Yeah. Okay, let's do.
Yeah, Sliders was fun.
Let's do my favorite because this is the one I watched too. That I think you're probably going to be the
my
maddest at me for watching.
Okay.
After sharing a moment while waiting in line, two lonely hearts meet and overcome their respective caregiving setbacks to find happiness.
Caregiving setbacks. Oh no. Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh, my. Really? Mm-hmm. Caregiver? I'm not the... Is it me? Am I one of those people you're describing? Am I actually one of the people you're describing?
People, yeah.
It's not... Was it Cupid?
It was Cupid.
Awesome.
Yep.
That was the last episode of Cupid to air.
Thiessen. Yeah.
Yes, she was lovely. And it killed the show. It did. It killed the show.
Your chemistry killed the show.
It was more than they could take.
It was a Jeremy Piven show. It killed itself.
It was a Jeremy Piven, Paula Marshall show.
I don't know who that is.
Paula Marshall, she's lovely.
Okay, is that the woman? Like
she's the gal.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they aired that episode and never aired another episode of Cupid ever again.
It was adorable.
It was a cute show.
It was super. Like I don't know about the show. That episode was adorable. This guy
How did
is
you
like
find
so
this?
charming in this thing, and he like keeps coming back to her door with coffee because she's rejecting him, and she's like.
Isn't that called stalking?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
It was a little stalkish.
It's a little stalkerish, but
was a little
adorable
stalky.
because he keeps coming back, and then like she
Because
says
this sounds
something-
like Robin Thicke.
Yeah, no, but
Ooh.
she says something to him like, okay, I get your point, and he is like, oh, what is it? And I don't know exactly what she says, but he does this thing where he's like, nope, not my point, and just turns around and walks away, and I'm like, you sassy mofo.
Oh my god.
Look at you go.
Oh,
you were
how
working
did you
it.
possibly find this?
I'm not sure. I think I just maybe typed your name into YouTube. I was like, I can't find anything.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to YouTube and see if he comes up somewhere. Because I hate being unprepared for these things.
That's
and
very
it
nice.
paid off handsomely.
I'm
You
glad.
should watch it. It's on YouTube.
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I got to
Great.
be nice in that one. I did not have to be a jerk in that
super
one.
nice. Kristin, you want to do one last one before we close up?
Sure, I'm going to give you an easy one.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
A woman framed for her husband's murder suspects he is still alive. As she has already been tried for the crime, she can't be re-prosecuted if she finds and kills him.
That's not so easy.
It is,
It's, like,
because
in
it's
the
a definition.
Is that the cold case one?
No.
No. Okay,
Read the
what I just
description
told
again.
you is
Oh,
the
God.
complete definition of what this
Of the
is.
title
I'm
of this.
upsetting Kristin now. She's really annoyed by this.
Just listen carefully.
Okay.
Tell me the concept I'm explaining to you. A woman framed for her husband's murder
Okay, there's
suspects
this woman
and,
that has committed a murder.
Yeah, wait for
and
it.
she suspects that
killed
her husband is still alive.
Okay.
As she has already been tried for the crime, she can't be re-prosecuted
Oh,
if she finds and kills
Oh,
him.
see, now that's not fair. You pulled out a movie. I
you
didn't know
say
we were
there
going
were
to... I
movies.
thought
I
we were
said
just
roles.
dealing with all my wonderful television work. Yes, that would be Double Jeopardy.
Yay!
Boom.
That would be Double Jeopardy.
Do you remember your name in that?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't
But you do remember being there.
Oh, yes. I had a scene with Tommy Lee Jones, and you do not forget working with Tommy Lee Jones.
Well, now I need
Was
to
it
go
fun?
watch this.
It was scary.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, he's an intimidating presence.
Yeah, I would imagine.
He's a little intimidating.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. I probably shouldn't go too far into it, but well, no, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. So we did a scene together. He's in the hospital. I'm his boss, I think. And
Tommy Lee Jones' boss.
I was Tommy Lee Jones's boss.
Because he plays the policeman in it, trying to catch Ashley Judd.
He's not really a policeman. I think he's more like a bail bondsman sort of thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think he wasn't a cop. But we did the scene a few times, and the thing that was funny when we did the scene is he's sitting on the bed and I'm way over here, and he said his lines so low and just kind of Tommy Jones. I had no idea what he was saying. I could not
do a lot of
hear,
ADR with
couldn't
Tommy
hear
Lee
when my
Jones.
cue was or anything, so I would just wait until I stopped, when I saw that the mouth had stopped, and then I would say my line. And it was perfectly fine, I think. But then they started doing playback, just kind of off to the side to see how the scene goes. And then you hear it back, which I found to be kind of unnerving, to just do a scene and then suddenly
And then
hear
immediately.
it back to you. And in my attempt to try to make small talk with Tommy Lee Jones, and let me just say to everybody right now, do not try to make small talk with Tommy Lee Jones.
Noted.
He is not one for chit-chat. And
So he really is Agent K from, Agent J.
Yeah.
J?
K.
K.
He's
I was right
K.
the first time. Agent K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I said, and so I like, oh man, That's unnerving, isn't it? It's unnerving to suddenly just hear the scene played back. I mean, we just did it, and then you're just hearing it. It's just kind of weird, isn't it? You're like, you don't care for it? And I'll tell him to stop. And I was like, no. No, you don't have to tell him to stop. I mean, it's just fine. I'll be fine.
Oh my God,
I mean,
he's Drax.
And I was like, I said, it doesn't bother you at all? Now, mind you, he had mumbled everything up until this point. He's like, if I had any vanity, I wouldn't be in that business. I was like, that I could hear.
Yeah. That's
like,
amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. Good.
Oh,
Thanks, Tommy Lee.
this has been real.
Incredible.
Yep.
I'm gonna go now.
Good times.
Yep. I will never work in this town again.
Yeah, well, now, yes.
Yep.
I think I burned my bridge with Tommy Lee Jones right there.
Nah, he won't remember you now.
He's
that
going to
you look
unfriend
like
me. But he was a lovely man. I'm not saying anything bad against him. He's just a scary guy.
Yeah.
He's an intimidating guy.
Him, the cons.
Yes.
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood for
That's
you.
probably where the fear of the con started.
Ben, we might have to have you back again sometime. To
No,
talk
you
about
just
more
want to have
things.
my wife back again.
Well,
You
she
just
does.
want-
Yeah. We'll have both of you.
No, that would not be a good idea. One at a time.
One at a time.
Yes. If that goes well, then yes, maybe we'll have a couples.
Yeah, there's definitely more to discuss, but we are out of time.
That's perfectly fine.
So maybe we'll be able to get you back one of these
Yeah,
days.
sure, why not?
Yeah, that'll be good.
But I will pass along to Belina that you, Kristin especially, would like to chat with her.
So glad that subtle hint worked there, Kristin. It's really nice the way you played that.
You know what? Excuse me.
This is why I didn't even tell her that was who your wife was.
I would like to just remind you, Corrigan, of all of the times that you freaked out on people. So I don't really.
I'm cool as a cucumber unless it's Ethan Embry or Carl Urban. Okay.
I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting right here.
And Ben Bodé.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I can't handle myself right now.
There
Can
it
you
is.
tell? I'm like,
All a fluster.
yeah.
She did Facebook message me
That
as
I was
she's like,
freaking out.
she's like, Kristin, I mean, you look at this email. He emailed me back and was like, and I was like,
did.
you know, you're gonna have to tone it down a little bit when he comes because you don't want to be super
I don't want to
weird.
be that girl, but you send good
You can be.
emails.
Thank you.
You do send
You
good
can
emails.
be that girl. I
Yeah.
like that girl.
Good. See, it works out. As long as I'm not like creepy, like in person, I can freak out. And it's
I'll
fine.
take whatever attention I can get.
Womp
Womp,
womp.
womp. Have to end it on a
I was like-
sad note.
Debbie Downer.
I know. I was like, hey, Debbie Downer, it's official. I can't
I
have children.
can't have children.
I'm gonna drown my sorrows in some Zima.
Yes,
The
I
time for
really want a
Zima's come.
Zima now. Is there a place here we can get a Zima?
I think we've earned it.
I think we've earned a Zima. We're gonna go get a Zima. So,
right, I'm gonna go
thanks
build
everybody
the
for
breakfast.
thanks everybody for listening to this week's Electric Fan Cave on electricfeast.com. Thank you so much to Andrew London for letting us borrow your wonderful pad. Make sure that you
Abode.
subscribe to us. Oh, Abode. Why did I not? Oh man, fail.
One
Bookends.
job.
Anyways, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Tumblr, Twitter, all those places, SoundCloud, whatever. Anywhere you can subscribe to us, do it. We like getting those play counts up. And also go to the blog on electricfeast.com. We'll link to things, perhaps, shirtless photos of Ben or whatever, and it'll be great. So, until next week, I'm Corrigan Vaughn.
I'm Kristin Lateral.
I'm Ben Bodé.
It's true.
It's true. The one and only.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're just gonna have to sit
Yeah.
like Muppets next
This
to
is-
each other.
Muppets?
Muppets.
Really close because he's going to
Up
talk out of
here,
your back.
Really, because
Okay.
Muppets talk like
Yep.
this. They don't look at each other. They just sit right next
Oh,
to
okay.
each other.
Got it. That works. Yeah, this
Muppets.
is.
Well,
I'm just. Last time we tried to do
Am I
this, it ended
dating
up-
myself by having a Muppet
No,
reference?
no. Everybody knows the
What if I
Muppets.
said the Moomin shots? You wouldn't even know what the hell that is, would you?
No, now you're just making shit up.
that's- yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a
making-
thing.